Hello and welcome to your Pilates movement class. I have taught this class a couple of times today. It's a Monday morning for me. Well, it's Monday afternoon now, and I was told it was quite tricky, so I'm sorry in advance for any difficulty caused. And let's hope you're ready for the challenge. So we've got our feet hip width apart first of all, please, and gently start to take the weight from left foot to right foot. And as you do so, you're just finding your connection with the ground. So you're pushing through the heels, you're pushing through the balls of the feet, you're finding that tripod structure in each of the legs, each of the feet. As you find that tripod structure, you're also noticing a lift in the arches, I hope. So try and focus on tripod structure and raised arches. And then bring that weight back through to the middle. And then it's just going to be a very gentle bend at the knee and a stand back up. Okay, and now I want you to try and see if you can take the weight out of the toes as you do this. So it's going to be tempting to kind of take your weight forward into the toes. Instead, try and keep your spine tall and sit your tailbone down towards your heels. Okay, and again, we're looking for that tripod structure, that connection. So pushing through the heels, pushing through the balls of the feet. Your toes are on the ground, but they're just not taking that much weight through them. Okay, last one. And standing up, and take that the hands up above your head, take that reach up and just stretch. Okay, you can stretch on one side, stretch on the other, just stretch like it's the morning and you've just got out of bed and you're taking your stretch. You can walk around a bit, you might want to come up to the tiptoes a little bit, see what works for you. Keep stretching nice and tall, and then gently bring those hands back down. Okay, so we've got that lovely 50-50 weight distribution down each leg. We've got the arches raised, we've got the tripods engaged, we've got the soft knees above the ankles. By soft knees, I just mean don't push the kneecaps back into the joints, okay? They don't need to be bent, they just need to be soft. And then we've got the neutral hip position. So have a go at your pelvic tilts. I know you know where your neutral hips are, but even so, I still find it incredibly helpful. I mean, I do this every day, and you can still be a little bit out. So it's this is the best way of finding it, is to do those tilts forwards and backwards. Imagine that bowl of water in the pelvis, tip water out the front of it, tip water out the back of it, and gently bring that water level so that it's nice and still. Okay, and then lifting through the rib cage, lifting through the crown of the head, and lengthen through the neck. Let's roll the shoulders up and back and down a few times. And just gently rolling out. So I know these alignment bits might get a bit repetitive, but they are really, really important and set us up well for balancing and things as we go through. So take the shoulders up and back, squeeze shoulder blades together, and gently let them drop down through the back. Lengthen through the crown of the head again, make sure that chin is tucked in, and then start to pulse your pelvic floor. So lift it and lower it, lift it and lower it. Front and back entrance. Okay, give it those lift and lowers. You can hold these for as long as you want to. You may want to hold and pause for a little bit, or you might just want to do some quick pulses. Okay, and then just let it go. Let's have another go at that then with the hands in the air. So take the hands up, take the ball up, and gently just relax the shoulders down, relax through the elbows, lift the pelvic floor, lower the pelvic floor, okay? And it's doable, isn't it, in both positions? Okay, and gently bring those hands back down. I'm going to pop the ball down for a moment actually, because I'm going to ask you to hold on to your tummy. So if you want to hold on to your lower abdomen, so just below the tummy button, and just kind of hold on to that lower belly and just let it hang out. Okay, let yourself feel quite fat actually through the lower tummy. You'll find you may find like me probably that as your tummies come out, your shoulders have slumped. Okay, and again, that's just a good indicator of overall posture and how the core affects it. So just to look at that in the mirror, that's me normal, that's me like my tummy hung out, and already you can see a bit of a curve through the back, the head's dropped forwards. Okay, quite a lot going wrong there. And then you can just draw the belly back in. As you draw the belly back in, it helps to lift the rib cage, it helps to straighten through the spine. And let it go again. Feel that slouch and draw the belly back in. Okay, so grow a bit taller through the spine again. Keep holding the belly in, and now lift the pelvic floor at the same time. So we've got belly in, pelvic floor up, and we're just seeing if we can breathe. Don't worry if you're breathing through your nose or your mouth. Just have a go at breathing. And release everything. Okay, so let's have a go at our proper breathing technique. Again, you don't have to take the hands to the ribs, but even now, after years of doing this, I still find it's really helpful for the feedback. So I take my hands to my rib cage, okay, which is actually quite high up. Sometimes I see people holding onto their waist and they're not really getting anything there. You need to be quite high up for where the actual rib cage lives, okay, around the upper part of the torso. Relax the shoulders, and you're feeling for expansion and deflation, as you know. So make sure that tailbone's into the neutral position, ribs are up, neck is long. You are going to lift your pelvic floor, you are going to draw your beeline in, and you're going to get rid of and expel all of the breath from your body before you take your inhale and expand. And exhale. The other thing I like to do, you'll see me do it, is to close the eyes. I always like to take a little peek though when I'm in classes, make sure you're all looking okay. So the other thing you can do is look in the mirror, okay? You can look to check that the shoulders and the chest isn't moving too much. And look for that expansion in the rib cage. And 2 more breaths. Pelvic floor up, core in. Wonderful. And you can open the eyes again and you can release the hands. And if you just need to shake the hands, roll the wrists, or maybe just start the fingers, do whatever you need to do with that. Okay, and pick up your ball again. Okay, or whatever weight you are using. We are holding the ball at the first position to begin with. So think about your stance here. We should already have neutral hips. We should have the ribs high. We should have the neck long. Rolling the shoulders up, back and down. We're going from the first position. We're going to look at the ball and we're going to take it out to second and bring it back to first. And you're kind of following this with your chin. You swap to the other hand and you go the other way. So let's come back to first. Lift pelvic floor, draw a beeline in. Expel all of the breath from your body, and when you're ready to inhale, you inhale, take your chin towards the ball, and you exhale back to center. And you will be going at a different speed to me because I'm talking and guessing how long the breath is, and your breath will be different to whatever my guess is, I'm sure. So just left to right. So we're just moving the head on top of the shoulder girdle, as we also start to get some strength, some activation into the shoulders. So we squeeze the shoulder blades together as we come to second, and the shoulder blades come apart as we come to first. We're going to come back to first again. We're going to check that we've lifted the pelvic floor still, and we've lifted the beeline, and we're going to inhale this time as we go up to fifth. Again, look to the ball, and the exhale to come back down. Now I extended those shoulders a bit high there. We don't need to reach so high with the shoulders. The shoulders can stay fairly relaxed, so we're not like lifting with the traps, we're just gently moving through the shoulder joint. And again, your shoulder blades are going to be doing some work here, so lifting and lowering, and stop there. So you can relax the hands. Well, what we've done is just move the head on top of the shoulder girdle. We're going to do it the other way around. We're going to keep the chin still. So find a point, whether it's me or some point on your screen, stare at it, get your nose in line with it, get your chin in line with it, and then you're just going to gently move the body underneath the head. So it's that chin and nose placement really. You want that to stay exactly central. And don't worry if the lower body looks graceful, if it looks ridiculous, okay? Just keep that focus, keep that chin in place, and move the shoulders under the chin. We've also got, you can see I'm moving on my toes, I've got the hips moving too. I'm just going to do a couple more of these. So this is the least efficient way of moving your neck, isn't it, really? The very, very inefficient way of moving the neck. But it's nice to just challenge the body doing these same movements in different ways. Okay, so this is ultimately a neck twist. So coming back through to centre there. Relax that ball and just roll the shoulders back. Nice big rolls. And we're going to take the ball all the way up to the 5th position now, and we're going to start swaying the hips from side to side. So gently start moving those hips, and you can keep the hips fairly narrow, or you can jut them out a bit further if you want to. You can go slowly, you can go quickly, just see what your back wants, what your hips want. And we're going to take quite a nice side bend from here, but we want to keep the core engaged, so we're not just going to flop and relax into the bend like we usually would. Usually we'll relax in and then use strength to come back up. I want you to use strength all the time. So jut the hip out to your right, engage through the core, so draw the beeline in. We're going to drop the ball down towards the knee, and as we bend towards the knee, I want you to reach up with the hands. So reach up with the hands, inhale, and exhale. We're going to bring the body back up and into our sways. Okay, so you see that reach up helps you to engage through the core, so you don't just flop into the movement. So let's go hips to the left. We're going to bend down, ball towards the knee, engage through the core, and try and reach up with the fingertips. Inhale, and your exhale to come back up. And side to side again. Hips to the right, ball down to the knee, drawing in through the core, reaching up through the side of the body. Lovely. And side to side, and last one, take the the hips to the left, ball down to the knee, and reaching up, engaging through the tummy, and gently back up to centre. A couple more sways to finish off. Bring that ball back down and just circling through the hips now. So we won't do too many of these, we're just going to change direction. And then we're going to bring our feet together. So feet together for a star balance position. We've got the hands at the prep position, and we're going to come out to our star on an inhale. So when you're ready, inhale, reaching out to star. Exhale to return. And out on the other side. Inhale out to star. And exhale to return. So we can do that with the pelvic floor up, we can do that with the beeline drawing in, and we can do that with the tailbone in its neutral position. So we're going to inhale out to star, add in a side bend, ball to knee. Inhale to star, and your exhale to return. And all the time you're using your tripods and your toes to help keep your balance. Let's have a go on the other side. Lift that pelvic floor, draw that beeline in, inhale, up to star. Exhale, ball to the knee, so we're getting that side bend again. Inhale, and exhale back in. One more on each side. Inhale out to star. Exhale, take it into a side bend. Inhale to lift, and an exhale to return. Last one, inhaling out. Exhale, slight side bend. Inhale. Lovely. Exhale to come back in. And then just start to walk on the spot. So roll through the foot, from the back of the foot to the front, and gently lift the knee as you go. So that's a lot of good side bending work there. We're going to be moving on to some rotational work for the spine now. So I'd like you please to take one foot forwards, and we're just going to point the toe onto the ground. I'm just going to face this way. You can keep facing me just to give some more space. We're going to bring the ball out to the first position, and all we're going to do is reach around behind us as if we're throwing that ball away. So stand nice and tall, tall through the neck, and it's going to be an inhale as you kind of throw that ball away from you, look towards it. We're extending the other hand forward to the wall in front of us, and then we're just coming back in. Doing that 2 more times. So it's the inhale, throw that ball away, look behind you, and the exhale to return. And hopefully keeping that foot forward keeps the hip forwards too, so we're not twisting through the pelvis. Okay, lovely. So we're going to go twice now, a little bit higher. So same side, but we're reaching up. So inhale, throw the ball up and away. Exhale, back to first. Inhale, throw the ball up and away. and the hands back into first. If you want to make this harder, we're going to lift the foot. Up to you if you want to take that adaptation or not. Weight in the front leg, squeeze through the thigh, lift the front leg. Inhale, up and away behind you. And exhale back in. Well, this is getting harder as the day goes on. Inhale, take it up and behind you. And exhale, come back in, hopefully. Yes, well done. And gently back down. That well done was for me, by the way. You can take it if you did a good job as well. So you're going to go on the other side. So take your other foot forward. Again, I'm just going sideways so that I've got space, but you can face the camera. So we're going to gently point the toe, stand up nice and tall through the back of the neck, and we're pivoting on the spine. At chest height, it's an inhale to open up, throw that ball away, look to the ball, and the exhale to come back to first. Inhale, stretching, arms wide, and exhale, back in. Lift that pelvic floor, make sure that B-line's drawn in. We inhale, we go back again, and we exhale. We're coming up high now for this, and the next two are coming high. So you throw that ball away from you. And we come back in. An option here then to lift the foot. So strong through the thigh, lock the leg, gently lift, get your balance, come to first, lift pelvic floor, draw B-line in, and it's the inhale to gently take that ball up and away behind you, and the exhale to come back down. If you do need to bring that toe to the floor, please do. Inhale again whenever you're ready. And the exhale to come back in. Lovely. Take the toe down, take the ball down, and just give it a good shake off. So we're going to just start to roll out through the ankle. So if you want to just roll through the ankle like so, you can always just lift the foot and do the toes like that. Or you can keep the toes on the floor. Change direction. And then onto the other foot, please. Just rolling out. And then back the other way. And then we're going to bring the feet hip width apart. And we're going to come up to the tiptoes. Simple balance, just lifting up. Tailbone down, ribs up, crown with the head up, chin in, neck long, and gently down. And we're coming back up again, and this time when we come down, we're going to come to see if we can balance on the heels. So you want to keep your centre of gravity nice and low, and keep your centre of gravity kind of forwards as you lift the toes, and then back up to the toes. And I want you to hold in these balances for as long as you want to, but I want you to hold and actually get a balance, okay? Regain your balance. If you wobble, regain it before you move again. It's very easy, particularly when we're on our heels, to just go, oh no, I've had enough, I'm going to come back up to the toes now. I want you to hold a little bit longer than you are perhaps comfortable holding, okay, and see if you can manage it. You can always take that step or that wobble to catch yourself and try again, okay? See how you get on. And we'll do one more of each and then come back down to the mat. Okay, wonderful. And then just heel toe, heel toe. So try and get as much movement as you can at the ankle, please. And onto the other side as well. And we're going to have a go at some shoulder movements with some arm circles. So again, you can face the front. I'm going to face the side just for a bit more space. I've got my feet hip width apart. I'm going to firstly take my hands out in front of me with the palms down. And I'm going to think about retracting the shoulders. So this is retraction, pulling the shoulders back into the joints. Protraction is kind of sending them forwards out of the joints. So we're going to retract, okay, and then we're going to take a nice forward arm circle. So the hands are going to drop, they're going to come all the way back behind you, up and over the top, and now they're in a protracted position. So we pull them back again and we circle back and around. Okay, so it's the retract, circle, retract, circle, and this time pass the ball to the hand, palms up, and we're going to protract, so push the arm, shoulders forwards, and gently take them other way. So we're going up this time, that's it, all the way up and down. So again, protract, up, back and return, protract, up, back and return. Last one, protract, up, back and gently return and just shrug out. Well done if you had a bit more space than me and you were able to do that one well. We're going to come to a calf stretch stance next. So if you want to come to the front of the mat, we're going to take our right leg back first of all. So take the toes back and then roll the heel to the floor. Now these calf stretches, some of you are absolutely excellent at them, but I do see a lot of short ones, okay, just these short strides, and there's no way that that is actually stretching your calf. So do, with the comfort of your own home and things to hold on to, test the length of this stride. Okay, you can go for a fairly long one, you can sink into the front leg a bit more, it will just need a bit more strength to hold you there. So you've got the front knee above the front ankle, the back knee straight, and the stretch comes from pushing into the back heel. So push the back heel into the floor, twist the hips to face the front. Okay, and that's you in your lovely calf stretch stance. So what we're doing from here is just to take the hands behind the back and gently send the ball down the back leg. Pull the shoulders back, drop the shoulders, lift through the ribs, drop the shoulder blades, very slight back bend, lift up, and then gently returning. Bring that ball to prep and then take it up above the head. Relax shoulders, soften elbows. This is going to test the stability of your stance. So you're looking up towards the ball now, you take your inhale, and as you exhale you follow the ball with your gaze and it comes down to prep, so that's towards the top of the thigh, and you inhale to take it up. And you exhale to bring it down. You're looking at that ball really well, pushing into that back heel, still into the floor, lifting that pelvic floor, drawing that beeline in, inhaling to take it up, and exhaling to bring it down. One more then, please. Look into that ball. And bringing it down to prep. So you can rest that ball on the thigh. We're going to take a roll down the front leg. So it's your inhale to prepare. Exhale, chin to chest, flex through the spine, draw the belly in. Draw it in nice and tight, nice and strong. And down to the floor. You can take your inhale there and your exhale. Again, strong through the core, strong through the back. Now that should be really nice for your back. It should be really strong on your tummy. If you want to continue with those, continue with those. If you're well warmed up and your tummy feels strong enough, we're going to lift up with a straight spine. So I'll demo this one time. It will be going down, and then it will be straightening the back at the bottom. So it's shoulders up, back and down, come to have a straight back, and then you push into the leg and come up with a straight spine. So if you want to have a go at that, please do. Otherwise, roll up as usual. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, tummy in, tummy in, tummy in. Down to the floor. Inhale, prepare, and adjust the back. And your exhale to come up with that straight spine if you wish to. Lift the ribs up, lift the crown of the head, and just reassess. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, down you go. Inhaling at the bottom, straightening the back out if you wish to, and gently exhale, coming up with a straight back or a flexed spine. Okay, last movement we're going to do is to come up to our postural balance. So take the ball up above your head. As we come up to balance, we're going to go to the second position. So inhale, lift the heel. Exhale, take the weight into the front leg, lift the knee, and your hands are going to come out to the side, which is your second position. We're going to take it back again. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, reach back with the toes. Find the toes, then roll to the heel. Inhale. Exhale, up to postural balance and second. Inhale, back you go. Inhale, preparing, and exhaling, come up to your postural balance. I'm just going to twist around so I can show you the next movement. Hold, open the leg, point the toes, and then just see if you can go strong through the thigh, point the leg, and then gently bring it all back into first and place the leg down. Really good. Shake it all off. So have a bit of time, have a wiggle or have a stretch. Coming to the front of your mat again, and we're going to take the other leg back behind you this time. So that's going to be your left leg. Reach back with the toes down to the heel. And again, we're going to be in calf stretch for a while, so make sure it's a good strong one. You've got the feet wide enough so that you don't wobble over. You've got the stretch long enough so that you're feeling a stretch in that back calf, okay? And we're nice and strong through the thighs. We've got the hips facing forwards, tailbone down, and the ribs are up. We're going to take that ball up above us to that 5th position, relax the shoulders, soften the elbows, and we're going to look up to test the stance again. Inhale, and you'll exhale to bring it down towards the prep position. And your inhale to take it up. Oh, this one's not as good on this side. And exhale, take it down. You want to try and keep the balance. So you start squeezing around the hips and the bum if you feel a bit wobbly. And exhale, bring it down. Wonderful. So we're going to go into our roll down. So from that prep position, we're going to inhale to prepare. Exhale, chin to chest, take that roll down, drawing in with the belly, really drawing in nice and tight and engaged. Inhale at the bottom, and an exhale, a standard roll back up. Now, if you want to do your final 2 with your straight back on the return, that's fine. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, take your roll down, engaging through the core. Inhale, you're going to straighten the back, shoulders up, back and down, draw the belly in, and your exhale to roll up with a straight spine. Inhale at the top. Exhale, roll down, and again it's up to you how you come up. You can inhale to straighten the back, or you can gently come back up with that flexed roll up spine. Okay, it doesn't matter which hand the ball is in. We're going to draw the belly in, we're going to take a slight reach up and over, and then a gentle reach back. So lift the ribs slightly. Don't go as far as you can, just lift up with the ribs. You're going to get a slight back bend there anyway. Drop the shoulder blades down, and then gently back upright. Bring the ball back down to centre. Okay, adjust the stance. Make sure we've got the hips facing forward, the ribs up, the chin in, the neck long. Back up to your 5th position. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, lift the heels, start to come up to your postural balance position on 2nd. Inhale there. And then exhale, take the toes back, find the toes, find the heel. Inhale, and your exhale back up to your balance. And down you go. Last one, I'm just going to spin around, meet me in balance please. And we're going to gently open the knee, point the toe, engage the thigh, kick out, gently back in, and release there. Okay, really, really nice. That is enough balancing for today. We're going to finish off with our dumb weight exercise. So you can use your weight. Could use a band for this as well. Bands are going to be really good for this one. And you're going to bring your elbows in towards your rib cage. So your biceps are like glued to your ribs now. Relax the shoulders. You can hold the palms up or you can hold them in. Okay, whichever you prefer. And it's going to be an inhale to prepare. And an exhale, keep the biceps into the ribs and gently open the hands. So you're getting a good pull at the shoulder, and an inhale to come in. So some of this is going to feel like a bit of a mobility issue. You're going to feel like, oh, my shoulders don't quite stretch that far. But this is strengthening one of the rotator cuff muscles, which basically helps to keep your shoulder in its socket, okay? Keeps the arm in the shoulder. And they're quite little movements, that's why it feels quite hard and maybe feels like a bit of a pull, because if you're using a weight, this might be quite a lot of weight on that particular rotator cuff muscle. So bring the hands back to centre, swap the ball over. If you're using a resistance band, continue. Keep the elbows and the biceps tight to the ribs as possible. Let's go for 2 more. Keep those shoulders nice and low. Last one. Lovely, and then pop that ball out the way, pop it down. So coming into a breaststroke type movement now, I'd like you to just take the palms down and go for your breaststroke, and gently pushing around. And think about the movement through the shoulders and through the shoulder blades, through the back. So really let your back be quite malleable, kind of let it hunch as you come forward, let the chest push out as you come back. Okay, so imagine that you are really in that water and you're getting as much movement through the shoulders and the shoulder blades. And then turn the palms up and continue. So we're doing a kind of more of an offering kind of movement, but we've still got all of that space through the shoulders and in the back that we're playing with here. And then gently bring the hands out to the side, stretch the arms back, push the chest forward, and come to relax there. So we're just going to take the chin down to the chest and gently roll the chin from side to side. We've done a lot of shoulders today, so they will be feeling nice and loose. So just want to make sure that your neck isn't compensating and tightening up now that your shoulders are feeling looser. So you just side to side, and then bring the chin back to centre, and again look left and right. And back to centre, and just shrug those shoulders out. So we're going to get down onto the mats next for some, we've got some work on our backs, on our side lying position and on our bottoms. So if you do want a block or a cushion for your head when we lay on our sides, please do grab one. Our first exercise is from tabletop position. It's going to be a bicycle leg exercise. We're going to do one leg, then the other, and then we'll do them both together. So lay down nice and comfortably with your shoulders quite low, your back of your neck nice and long, okay, resting on the floor. One by one, carefully bring your legs up to your tabletop position. So your right angle at your hip, your right angle at your knee. Engage through the core, draw the core in, imprint the spine, and gently bring the other leg up as well. Now you can relax your hands down to the sides of you, and as I say, we'll do one leg then the other. So inhale to straighten a leg, exhale, circle the leg round and in, keeping the lower back on the floor. Inhale, circle, exhale to cycle it in. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale, and we'll go on to the other leg. So again, make sure your lower back's well imprinted. Inhale to straighten the leg, exhale to cycle it away. And you are in charge of your hip positioning, okay? You're in charge of how wide your hip goes, how far away it goes, how fast it travels, okay? And once you get towards the end of your 4, you're going to do both together. So start as you would on one leg. As the leg cycles down, you want to start taking the other one away from you. And again, you're in charge of both these hips as to how fast they go, how wide they go, and how far they reach, okay? You're in charge of your back being flat on the ground. You are in charge of pulling your beeline in, and you are in charge of breathing nice, deep, even breaths. So we're going for another 3, and 2, and 1. Lovely. And you can hook the knees into the chest, and you can rock and roll from side to side if you want to, or if you want to put your feet on the floor and take a twist from side to side, you can have a go at that, see what you think. And then we're going to roll over onto our sides to come and do our side lying movement. So if you do want a block for your head, you might like a block and your arm. That's a bit high for me actually. And a bit low without the arm, so I'll get rid of that one, and I'm going to prop my hand up underneath and just go behind my ear and hold on to the head there. Okay, you could also come to do this if your neck gets a bit uncomfortable and just relax the head. So that's the movement we're going for. I'd like you please to straighten the top leg. You can keep the bottom leg bent for stability, that's going to help you. If you were to straighten the bottom leg, it would make it harder. So I want you to check that your top hip is above your bottom hip, that it doesn't roll forwards, that it doesn't roll backwards. If your hips are really bony on the floor, grab a blanket to put under that bottom hip and straighten through the leg, strong through the thigh. Inhale to prepare, and an exhale, start drawing the belly in as you gently lift the leg. And an inhale to lower. Exhale to lift. Inhale to lower. And I want you to start squeezing around the outside of the bottom and down the outside of the thigh. Now you don't need to come all the way up here, because as you come up here, what's happened is your pelvis is open, so your hips have opened up. Okay, so rather than your muscles tightening, your skeleton's just moved basically. And that doesn't really help us with muscle toning and muscle strengthening. Okay, so continue with about 3 more of these. Squeezing with the outside of the leg and the outside of the bottom. And when you've finished there, you've had that nice strong core, you can gently relax and you can just give it a bit of a massage, a bit of a rub if you need to, with the palm, or the heel of the hand can be quite nice as well if you just rub with the heel of the hand. And then we're going to go for some top leg circles. So again, just make sure you're comfortable, make sure your neck's comfy. You're going to do same again, top leg straight. You can bend that bottom knee for support, or you can straighten it for more challenge. We're going to make sure the top hips are directly above the bottom hip. We're going to lift the leg. We're going to draw the core in, beeline in. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, forward circle. Inhale, forward circle. Exhale, 1 more. And backward circles for 4. Last one. And gently down. And bring both the knees up, and again, give that a bit of a massage if you need to. So we've got both the knees in. Again, just checking with that top hip. What we're going to be doing is keeping the feet together and opening the legs into our clam position. So all we do is move that top knee up. Same as before, if you go too far, the top hip rolls backwards, okay, rather than staying stacked above the bottom hip. And if that top hip rolls back, all you're doing again is just opening the hips, opening the skeleton, not using the muscle. So let's keep those hips well stacked, please. Let's keep drawing that beeline in, please. And let's inhale to prepare, and then exhale to squeeze through the bottom, through the leg to lift the thigh. And you can take your hand to that hip bone and just check that it's staying in place. Let's go for 4 more. Lovely. And again, you can give it a bit of a rub with the palm or the heel of the hand. And we're going to go with 2 straight legs this time. So with the legs being straight, as I say, it reduces your balance. You might end up rolling forwards or rolling backwards. So you can take the top hand to the floor for a bit more support as well. And we're going to do a double leg lift. We're going to try 4 of these. This is your challenge for the day. Oh, we've got more to come as well, but this is the challenge for this particular series of leg work. And we're going to gently inhale, prepare. Exhale, lift a leg. Inhale, prepare and engage the core. And then exhale, just lift the bottom leg. They don't have to touch, just lift off the ground. When you run out of breath, you can gently bring them down again. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, lift. Engage core. Yeah, and when you're ready, exhale to lift and hold for the duration of the exhale. And then when you're ready, you can lower them down. 2 more if you've got them in yet. Inhale, preparing. Exhale, lift the top leg. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, lift the bottom leg. Drawing in through the tummy. And this is the last one. And gently release, and again give it a good rub. So we're going to go back onto our backs now, have another go through our bicycle legs, and then we're going to roll over and do our side lying sequence on the other side. So onto your back for this next bicycle movement. Relax those shoulders, lengthen that neck. Okay, think about coming up to tabletop nice and carefully, engaging the core as you do so. 4 on each leg, and then both legs together. So inhale up, exhale cycle, withdraw, inhale up, exhale cycle, and really think about the control at that hip joint. So you're not just letting the leg fall away from you, You're deciding where it goes, when it goes, how fast it goes. And when you've done your 4, you start on the other side for 4. And again, when you've done your 4, we're going to start with one leg and then add the other leg in. So as it cycles away, we gently bring one in. And you've got your bicycle legs going nice and even with the breath. You're in charge of the hips. We're going for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lovely. Bring the legs in if you want to, or have a stretch, have a twist, whatever you need to do with your body and your legs. Okay, and we're going to roll over onto our other side. So you can either roll over to face away, or you can do what I'm going to do, which is just feet to the other end, head to this end. And again, get your head comfortable first of all. Your neck being comfortable is the most important part of this, because if the head isn't well supported and the neck isn't comfy, we're going to be tensing around it every time we do a repetition. So get that head comfy. As I say, towel, pillow or arm, or a combination of both. The ideal is to get your neck in a perfect alignment with the spine. So like arm and a block would be nice. But this is quite comfortable as well because the weight of the head's supported. So we're drawing in through the belly, okay? Draw that beeline in. We've got the bottom leg bent for stability if you want it. We've got the top hip above the bottom hip. It's the inhale to prepare. And the exhale, nice and straight leg, pointing toes. Inhale to lower. Okay, and I'm just going to hold on to this hip bone as well. Make sure I'm not extending the hips too far or kind of opening the pelvis. And we're going for about 4 more, 5 more. Squeezing through the outside of the bum, the outside of the thigh there. So this is like a really standard Pilates mat work exercise. This is one of the basics. And gently lower down. And it seems quite easy until you focus on that hip and pelvis positioning. So you can give it a bit of a rub if you want to. And we're going to do our circles first. So I'd recommend 4 small circles forwards, then 4 small circles backwards. So again, you can keep that bottom leg bent. You can draw that beeline in for me. You can check that your top hip's above your bottom hip, and we can lift up. When you're ready, 4 circles. 1 circle on an inhale, 1 circle on an exhale. And back the other way. Without the pelvis moving and wriggling around too much. Really good. And gently down. You can bend the knees in, and again you can give it a bit of a rub with the heel of the hand, can be quite nice, or with an open palm. Okay, and we're going to go into our clams. So we've already got the top hip above the bottom hip, just readjust if you need to. Feet stay together, and it's just lifting this top thigh away. So inhale, prepare, engage core, and exhale to lift the knee without opening the hips. So keep those hips facing forwards, just lifting through the knee. So both hips are facing straight towards the video. So you've just got 2, maybe 3 more to go. And when you finish there, again, you can come to just take a pause or a massage of the area. And we're going to finish off with our double leg raise challenge. So both legs straight, please. Top hip above the bottom hip. Feel like you're going to roll forwards at all, which I do, you probably do. Top hand on the floor, palm nice and wide so that you've got some control there. So let's inhale to prepare. Exhale, lift a leg. Inhale to prepare, engage core. Exhale, lift the bottom leg. When you run out of breath, take them down. Inhale, preparing. Exhale, lift. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, lift. Inhale. When you're done. Inhale to prepare. Exhale to lift. Inhale, prepare. Core on. Exhale. And when you run out of breath, you can gently come down on your inhale. And lifting. Inhale, prepare. Exhaling. When you run out of breath, you can come back down. Really nice. Give it a good rub through the bottom. And we're going to come up to a seated position next. You can face the camera. I'm going to go sideways on so that you get a side profile for this next exercise. So if you want to have a stretch or anything at all, please feel free to take a stretch. I'm just going to show you this next movement. It will be familiar if you've been to my classes before. It's not one we do a lot, but it is an exercise I've done with you. It's knees bent, and it's that sacrum sit position. So you can hold onto the thighs just to test out the positioning as you gently, from your sit bones, those bony bits under the cheeks, tuck the sit bones under, tuck the tailbone down, and you come to lean back. So you take this slight lay back. And what we want to do here is make sure that we don't hunch in, because that's the temptation. So let's take that lean back, but with the ribs up and with the B-line drawn in. Okay, so just hold there, take a breath in and a breath out and a long neck. Ribs up, B-line in, and then you can just pull onto the thighs to bring you back. And now in the middle of all of these exercises, I do want you to keep your back fresh, so feel free to take a twist and a lean forward each time, okay, because there's going to be a lot of muscles tensing around your spine to keep it safe, to keep it happy. So there's going to be a lot of muscle tension building up here if we don't ease it off. So again, let's just hold on. You can start on the sit bones, curl the tailbone under, lift the ribs, draw the B-line in, long neck, and release the hands. Breathe in, breathe out. Hold the thighs and bring yourself back in. And again, if you need to just move through the spine, please let it move. If you like that, reach forward, or if you just want to give your legs a bit of a change of position before we come back. Same again. So sit on the sit bones, tuck the tailbone under, take the lay back, lift the ribs, draw the B-line in, long neck, hands out, inhale and exhale. Hands under the thighs, and you can use those to help bring you back up. And again, take your movements, ease it off, take your reach forward if you need to, and bring it back up. So we're going to have a go at taking the legs off. We're going to take one at a time. So if you don't feel comfortable, you can keep one on the floor, or you can come back to both feet on the floor. So from your tailbones, hook under to the sacrum, take the lay back, lift the ribs, draw the B-line in. You can keep holding on to the thighs to support you. You're going to take a slightly further lean back with one leg and then gently lift the other, okay? So you're holding there, you're holding behind the thighs, so you should be feeling quite secure. Ribs up, belly in, breathe out. Still got that nice long neck, chin tucked in, and you can just drop the feet and the weight of that should help to bring you forward. And again, take a little pause. You stretch, you reach, whatever you want to do. Okay, we're going to go back to that one and add in a bit of an arm movement as well. So we're going to take the arms and bring them free. So again, when you're ready, tuck the tailbone down, take the lay back, lift the ribs, draw the belly in, then lift one leg, you take that slight rock back, you lift the other leg. When you're ready, with the ribs up, the belly in, release the hands, breathe in, breathe out. Take the hands under the thighs, drop the feet, and gently rock forward. And take your twists. Keep your spine nice and tall. Lovely, roll it out through the shoulders. And we're going to have a go at progressing it even further. So when you're ready, hands behind the thighs, tucking under, lay back, ribs up, belly in, gently lifting. Release hands if you wish. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, gently extend one hand. Inhale, release. Float it back down and extend. And release, holding onto the legs, taking the feet down. And then taking that reach forward or taking that twist. That's our last one of those. So really well done on the mat work today. We've done quite a lot of mat work with quite a few breaks. So yeah, really well done. Wonderful. So we're going to finish off with some stretching. I'd like you to come to face me with your feet out in front of you. You're going to keep one leg straight and take your left foot and cross it over the leg. You want to try and get your foot fairly flat on the floor and then try and pull it a bit closer in, so pull the knee in towards you. Now you take your opposite hand to the knee and you pull the knee in towards you as you twist the chest towards the knee. So you're going to pull the knee in, it might come into the elbow, it might come in towards the armpit. You sit up tall and you twist in towards the knee, so in towards your left hand side. You can take your left hand to the ground behind you, sit up tall and take that look over the shoulder. Keep the shoulders low please, neck long, breathe. Oh, I love this twist, so nice. So this is similar to when we do our spinal twist when we lay down on the ground. We've got the hips facing one way and the shoulder girdle twisting the other. So look back to centre first and then unravel. So this next one's a bit of a funny one. You can either take the ankle onto the thigh and let the knee drop out, and you may feel a stretch like you do when we do our pigeon. If that's not getting it to you, we're going to go on for quite an advanced stretch, which is to bend this other leg in. So it doesn't come underneath you, it's just going to come and bend kind of at a right angle, okay? And then once you've got that at a right angle, if you can get that to a right angle, the idea is to try and let the feet go out to the sides and let the knees drop down into the middle, okay? So it's quite a tricky one, that one. It's basically tucking the knees in, feet wide, so it's a bit of a weird legs crossing over of the legs. Another way to get into this, if you go in, what's happening, is to come into all fours and you cross one leg behind the other here, and then this is quite tricky, but you're going to send the feet forward, so let the feet fan out to the sides as you gently come to support the weight of the body and come back down. And it's really quite a tricky one for the hips, so you can sit in that one or we can sit in it like this. And don't worry if one hip is going no thank you. You don't have to come all the way to this kind of this low, this far into the stretch. If you're sitting more like this and you're finding a stretch down either hip, that's lovely. And then take the legs out in front of you. You can give them a bit of a shake off or give them a bit of a rub around the hips, and we'll go on to the other side. So this time you want to take your right foot over the left leg, pull it in towards you a bit, pull the leg in, and you're taking opposite hand to the knee. It can come into the elbow and you can sit up nice and tall as you twist around to your right side. Take your right hand out behind you, relax the shoulders low, long neck, and look over your shoulder. And take a breath or two, keep lifting through the ribs and keep twisting. And you look back to centre first, and then you bring the body back round. And again, you can come to bend this knee in so it's at more of a right angle to you, and then you're going to gently try and let the legs lower down and the feet fan out to the sides. Okay, and you can really feel that down the thighs into the hips. Again, if you want to try that from the all fours position, just to show you again, it's one leg just crosses behind the other. The feet fan out to the sides as you start to take the weight of the bottom and the body back up. So whichever position you are sitting in or however you've got into it, continue there please. In fact, I think I was on this side, wasn't I? And take a breather. And then extend the legs out in front of you. And again, give them a bit of a shake off. So I'd like you to kind of get one leg out of the way. You might want to just pull it in so that we can focus on this straight leg in front of us. If that's not comfortable, just chuck it out to the side somewhere, just get rid of it however you can. I like to tuck mine in. And then I want this leg to come kind of in line with the body, so I'm going to twist my body towards it a little bit, give it a bit of a twist so that I can get it lined up with my chest and my tummy button. I'm going to lift the toes, drop the kneecap down to the floor. I'm going to reach up nice and tall, and then I'm going to dive up and over the hip bones. So I'm going to reach up and over, and I'm not necessarily reaching for my toes. I'm placing the hands just on the floor or on the leg, wherever you want to. I'm lifting the toes, dropping the kneecap, rolling up and over the hip as the hip point pulls back into its joint. Okay, you can relax the head and look at the knee and breathe. So this is a hamstring stretch for the back of the leg. You may find it that it hits your back before it hits your leg, and that just basically means that your back's obviously tighter than your hamstrings are, okay? And if it's the other way around, if you're going, oh my lord, my leg, tight hamstrings. Tight hamstrings, they have a flexible back. Or you might be getting both of you nicely, both places nicely. So you're going to just walk the hands back as you walk back up, and we're going to have a go on the other side. So just switch those legs around, get rid of the other leg, and I'm just going to again take a little twist so that I can bring this leg into my centre line, lift the toe, drop the kneecap down, reach up, and I'm diving up and over the hips, down towards the leg. And as I say, you don't have to necessarily reach to the toes. I just want you to lift the toes up to the ceiling, pull the kneecap to the floor, pull the hip into its socket, and go up and over the hip bone towards the foot in the direction of. Okay, and you're all going to be at very different places. We may just be here. It may be that backs aren't allowing us to go any further. Maybe that hamstrings are going, oh gosh, and screaming at you. So just take your time. And then gently start to walk the feet and the hands back up. Okay, take your legs out in front of you. We're going to do a stretch. I think we did this last week, maybe not, might be wrong. Got my feet wider, about mat width. So imagine you're sitting long ways on your mat. You may very well be. You want your feet off the edges of the mat so they're nice and wide. And all we're going to do is gently windscrew map the legs over to one side. So you can take the hands to the floor, and you can let the bum and the hips come off the floor, and the body may well twist as well from side to side. Okay, and I just want you to go through those motions nice and gently from side to side with the hips. And what you've got here is external rotation of one hip and internal rotation of the other at the same time. So you may find that one externally rotates really well and the other one just doesn't at all. And the same on the internal rotation. Or you may find that one hip has all the range of movements and the other one just is stubborn and won't go anywhere. Okay, and this one is going to really show you the difference in those hips. And obviously a difference in the hips can mean a difference in the way you walk, could contribute to, if you have a pelvic tilt that's often quite out that you know about, it could contribute to maybe a tightness down one side of the lower back. All of these things, we're all connected. So bring the hips and the bum back to centre. Now try and keep your sit bones, your bum cheeks, the bones on the floor. So this time as you go to the side, you don't go as far because you're not letting the bottom lift. And I mean, for me, that's really highlighting an internal rotation, lack of range on my left leg, and really showing how my right's very loose in comparison. Okay, and you may well be finding other similar things with yours. Or just from side to side a few more times. You may want to just push on one leg. I know my left's my tighter one, so I'm just going to apply about 10-20% of my force. Okay, I'm not really pushing down, I'm only using 10-20%. And then I'm going to go back to the other side, and again 10-15-20% max. Just pushing, applying some pressure there, not hurting myself. Just feeling a little bit of a encouragement. And then gently back through to centre, and let your legs just wiggle off, shake them off or give them a rub. And I'm going to cross my legs in, but you can sit however you'd like to. If you want to come and sit on a block, feel free to come and sit on a block if it's more comfortable for you. It's such a treat to have a block. Normally they're just all over the place. I could never go and grab one, but they're really nice and comfy. Lovely way to keep your spine tall. So we've got shoulders above the hip bones, we've got the spine tall, we've got the chin and the neck long. I'm going to reach up with one hand. I'm going to reach up, and I'm going to reach up and over to take that stretch right down the side of the body there. So the hips down and the ribs are lifting. And I'm breathing into that big open side body. I'm going to push into the floor to come back through to the middle, and I'm going the other way. So gently reaching up, stretch up, reach up and over. And again, push into the floor and bring it back. So we're going to come, actually I think we'll finish off seated, shall we, whilst we're sitting comfortably. You can come to stand if you want to, but whilst we're sitting nicely, we're going to inhale to reach up and exhale to come down. Finish off with our breaths. Let's do 2 more. Reaching up, look to the hands. And exhale, bring it down. And again, reach up. This is your last one. Make it big, make it wide, make it tall. And then bring the hands back down to your sides. So when you get up, I'd recommend a Pilates roll up. Enjoy the bottom of the movement and gently roll your way back up. Thank you for sticking with me for an hour. I hope you've really enjoyed it. I hope you're feeling nice and loose, and I'll see you on the next video.